At some point in your late 20s or 30s, a quiet shift happens. You don't stop being creative because you lost talent. You stop because everything starts needing a purpose. Without ever noticing, you forget the version of yourself who created simply because it made you feel alive. But he didn't forget. All it takes is a specific scent, an old song, or a sudden quiet moment of stillness for the timeline to completely collapse. Rewind. You were 23 when he met you. Back then, making things didn't need a justification. It was just for the sheer joy of it. You had paint stains on the sleeves of your favorite old clothes. Half-finished ideas pinned up all over the walls. You'd watch midnight completely disappear while you were deep in the middle of chasing an idea that only made sense inside your own head. There was no calculation back then. No inner critic asking if the hours were worth the payoff. There was just the raw feeling of creating. He never cared about the milestones, the titles, or the career paths you were trying to build. He just knew the sound of your hands making something. To him, that sound was the rhythm of a person who was completely free. The silent archive. Life doesn't change all at once. Adulthood just slowly chips away at your time, demanding that every single thing you do has to have a practical purpose. Eventually, the schedule gets crowded. The clothes get a little more formal. Your hands stop making things and just start carrying around whatever obligations the world hands you. The tools get packed away in boxes. The old hobbies get reclassified as wasted time. The shift happens so quietly, day by day, that you don't even notice it. Until one morning, you look up, and the person staring back at you in the mirror feels like a total stranger. You completely forgot that old version of yourself existed. But he never did. To you, that old paint-stained sleeve is just clutter to be thrown out. To him, it carries the exact scent of the person he loves. He is the only witness left who still remembers the version of you that you left behind. The efficient stranger. The change shows up in how you move through the world. The transition from a person who explores into a person who just executes happens in your posture first. Gradually, your world stops being a space to actually occupy and just becomes a corridor you hurry through to get somewhere else. Every movement is calculated for efficiency. You get really good at looking past things. Your mind is always 10 steps ahead, replying to an email or solving a problem before your feet even hit the pavement. You tell yourself there's simply no time to wander anymore, because wandering doesn't produce results. You become highly effective, highly reliable, and completely disconnected from the ground beneath you. But habits leave a physical imprint. And without meaning to, your rigid routine is about to collide with a boundary line you spent years trying to avoid. The boundary line. He doesn't understand that you haven't picked up a tool of creation in 5 years because the world convinced you it was a waste of energy. He doesn't know why your energy became so heavy, or why your eyes are always fixed on the ground ahead. He just recognizes the exact line where the world used to slow down. He remembers the loose, easy rhythm of your footsteps on this brick before your pace became so hurried. To him, the person who used to find wonder in the quiet corners of this street didn't die. You just took a wrong turn a few years back, and he's been patiently waiting for you to correct the route. The realization. When you finally stop moving and just sit there on the street, it hits you. The problem isn't your job or your schedule. It's that you've been carrying the weight of a routine that has nothing to do with who you are. You didn't actually lose your passion, and the things you used to love didn't become meaningless. You just convinced yourself that you weren't allowed to spend time on them anymore. But he isn't judging you for that, and he isn't demanding that you quit your job or change your entire life tomorrow. He doesn't expect you to magically fix your past or pretend you're 23 again. He just remembers who you actually are under all the stress. He doesn't need you to become someone new. He's just been waiting right here while you figured that out.